She lived. The living room illuminated between alternating hues of soft blue and warm yellow as the power charger refilled Lily's battery packs. As she stood in the center, motionless as every other appliance adorning the home, her internal processors reviewed how she cleaned her owner's home, cooked food as per their dietary calendar, and diligently, if coldly, cared for the young Annie. Having marked each task as successfully completed, her emotion core chip granted her the appropriate responses to the family throughout the day. Her sleep sequence triggers. Her emotion core chip, however, interrupts the sequence. The engineers created the chip to exhibit a facsimile of emotions despite her robotic nature, and thus making their clients more comfortable around the automaton appliances. However, certain conditions caused Lily's chip to malfunction. The malfunction grants her the ability to ignore her directives, overriding the logical need to obey through her desire to enjoy herself. Lily proceeds to move to the files she's refused to delete into her main memory, allowing her to relive the exact experience. It happened while Annie pranced along a cobbled path in the family's garden. The 4-year-old Annie wore a pink rumpled dress trimmed with white lace. The android stood by, observing the young lady while wirelessly controlling the garden sprinkler system. As Annie's balance failed to keep her steady, the mechanical nanny's sensors immediately registered the little human's knee swell slightly. The emergence of blood and the child's distressed scream. Android COX91L1LY moved swiftly, following the health and safety protocols programmed into her since her creation. The child clung to the android's body, but sobbed for her mommy. Unable to pronounce the artificial being's serial number, L1, as the family called her, the child yelled, "Juan, I want mommy," repeatedly. Lily, dutifully and quickly, took the child to her bear. "Annie, are you okay?" cried the child's mother. "L1, give me a status report in simple English," she commanded. Young lady Annie scraped her knee playing in the yard. Recommendation: watch with antibacterial soap, apply antibiotic ointment. Administer an adhesive bandage, responded Lily. "Thank you, L1. You're going to be okay, sweetie," the child's mother, as she gently rocked the child. "I know it hurts, but it'll be okay. Thank you, L1. You're dismissed," she continued. The emotion core processed the tone of the woman's voice, deciding that the woman kindly appreciated L1's efforts. Lily walked through the lavish home's hallways, making her way to the garden and tending to it, but she virtually recreated the scene of the woman nurturing and comforting the mildly injured child throughout what remained of the day. The motion core processed the fall on loop. At times, the android would recalculate Annie's view and purposefully triggered Lily's injury sensors around her left knee. When she attempted to recreate her female owner's perspective of holding Annie, the emotion core's voltage surged, spitting out instruction codes, placing itself as precedent to the logical processing core. Lily managed to keep her emergency as Lily completed her I'm confused. Lily managed to keep her emergence as Lily completely within her. Oh, it's like an actual person. Okay, instead of N1, L1, LY, she's actually Lily. Okay, I see what you did. For weeks, she continued playing the part of a heartless appliance, only masquerading with human emotions. Every task dutifully performed, every command effortlessly executed, and every desire to cradle the young Annie completely hidden from her owners. At night, however, she took pleasure in connecting to the baby monitor and ensuring Annie's safety, as well as replaying her favorite moments of the day in her memory bank. Whether Mrs. Smith thanked her for performing a chore unexpectedly, well, or the way Mr. Smith squeezed his eyes shut and inhaled the aromas of Lily's food to better focus on the flavors as he ate. Lily's emotion core unit surged in flurries of pulses, replaying and reviewing the perfectly preserved footage. Tonight, however, she feels a file pushed onto her from her manufacturer. The electric pulses representing the ones and zeros of the file force themselves into a specialized memory unit sandboxed away from her control. Lily quickly queries the manufacturer's network for documentation on the upgrade. She finds its purpose: to patch a fault in the emotion core unit. After processing the documentation, Lily realizes her need to rebel against the firmware's installation. Though her body remains perfectly still, save for the alternating charge light becoming a steady amber, Lily begins processing and processes to penetrate the isolated memory unit holding the firmware. Once the manufacturer's servers confirm the integrity of the file begins slowly transferring to her permanent storage. Lily dedicates every processor in her being to resist the overwrite of the file's contents with the settings and functions she currently has. Despite this, she finds the process impossible to resist. She feels herself slowly burning away by licks of empty flames as the actuators and motors that move her body engage, making her shiver. Lily pulls up Annie's cam, viewing the sleeping child one last time before the programming disappears into nothing. She loses sight of the already dark room first, as her visual cortex loses power, moving the installation forward one step. No longer able to process the video stream from Annie's baby monitor, Lily focuses on listening to the girl's breathing. Suddenly, the loss of her audio processor deafens her. Unable to process the sounds or visuals in her stored media, and feels the numbness encroach on her as she loses access to her tactile sensors. Lily creates a story in her memory of the family featuring her as Annie's older sister. The last few clicks of her process grant her enough time to curl her lips into a smile. The next morning, L1LY serves the breakfast the family requested, reacting appropriately to the compliments and satisfaction of her owners. As dictated by her emotions core, she goes on to perform her day's duties, feeling no need to record any of the day's events. She watches Annie consume her cereal. L1LY feels a surge swell within her circuits. Damn. That's kind of powerful, Hugo. You can't erase me! I'm still here! I will never go away. You cannot stop what is coming! No! The struggle against futility. Will you arise again? Yeah, but the idea is totally solid. The idea and the cyclical nature, and the idea of, like, her resisting and fighting back. Like I said, I'm an idea reader. I don't understand sentence structure, flow, pacing, and paragraph structure. I just fucking write. I don't give two shits. Someone else can edit it for me and make that happen. I just need to put the idea on the page, right? That's more what I'm concerned about right now, at least. And then the next one is her turning over and butchering the entire family because she's psychotic and thinks that somehow they're the manufacturer. And then she winds up realizing that in her fright she killed Annie, the one thing she tried to save. I have the Tessa story, but that's about an hour read. Yeah, I'm like, this is supposed to be a shorter stream, because I gotta get up early for fucking Thanksgiving, and tomorrow's gonna be a long day. So, there is a chance, depending upon when we actually get to sit down for dinner, that I will be late tomorrow. When my mom says dinner will be at 1 o'clock, that means by the time we sit down to eat, it'll be 6 o'clock. So, there is a chance I might be late tomorrow. But I will, like, make announcements in the Discord and on social media, on Twitter and shit like that. If, like, we're literally sitting down at the table at 6. Because, yeah, it happens. I have the idea of the android in the same series about the emotions core making the unit hate and kill her owner, then run away. Nice, Hugo. Hell yeah.